finally here to talk about it. Where's it at? The 2025 BET Award. Hey. Let me go ahead and get out the way now. Those flowers are for Jesse Collins, Connie Orlando, the entire BET network and BET staff, because, baby, y'all got it right. Before I even get into what staff want me to say, let me tell you what I experienced myself. I, Jason Lee, went to the BET Awards. Let me look in here really quick. I don't see it here. I went to the BET Awards, and I look fly as hell with a whole outfit that I bought the day before. If you missed it, take a look at this video. That was Valentino head to toe. I styled myself. Yes, I bought it right off of a rack. That is what the rack was wearing, and that is what I bought. I look great. Everybody loved it. I'm becoming a fashion icon. I'll look even better at my show this Friday, the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards. But listen, I am a culture critic, and what I love about BET is that they understand I have a job to do. I told you the last time I went, there was so much ass shaking on stage. Remember, I don't even think I went that year. All the ass shaking on stage, everybody was naked. Lotto, Megan, everybody was naked. Kamala Harris was like, "What's up, girl?" with Taraji. None of it seemed real and organic. There were brand placement everywhere. It looked like a flea market. But I have to tell you, they may not have heard it from me. Maybe they heard it from you. But this year, BET got it right. I just have to say that. As somebody who's been to BET Awards many times, I sat in the audience when Beyonce opened. I sat in the audience when the Fugees reunited. I mean, I've been there several times to watch it done right. BET, that has always stood for Black excellence and pushing the culture and culture's biggest night, which is what they coined this event, has always been something that the performances were historic. The people they honored were important to us. Now, there are politics, but there's politics in every award show. This was our time to come together. And if you've ever been to a BET weekend here in Los Angeles, the parties are lit. Deborah Lee used to have her dinners. Now Connie has a dinner. There's all these things happening. Well, this was the 25th anniversary of the BET Awards, and I think the 40th year of BET Network. And this year's awards was one for the books. Kevin Hart, let me give you a prop. Now, we wanted Kevin to host our show, but we have Tiffany this year again, and who knows, maybe Kevin will be there next year. But Kevin was the host, and I have to tell you, Kevin, you were by far one of the best hosts they've ever had. We know you're a big star. We know you're funny. We know but you are hilarious. Now, I'm going to give you some information on what you saw, and I'm going to give you information on what you didn't see. First, let's start with the fact that Kevin, I texted Kevin Hart, and I said, "Kevin, you are messy as fuck. Don't you ever call me about being messy or shady, because after watching you at the BET Awards telling our friend Kirk Franklin that he be popping dick for Jesus, that line alone, you need to get on the main line with Jesus and tell him that you want to go to heaven, because you were a mess, and it was so hilarious." But it was again, it wasn't just the joke that you told Kirk Franklin that he was popping dick for Jesus in front of his wife in the whole BET Awards. You were popping your penis as thrusting your waist to demonstrate how Kirk be doing it. Now, Kirk, I love you, and we talked this weekend, but you do be popping your dick for Jesus or whoever when you be dancing and working out in the gym, showing your arms and all, but whatever. Kevin, you did a lot, but you did what we needed to be done. And the fact that you could do that on the BET network, when we know that is the Bible Belt cable network for us Black folks, for you to be able to do that and push the edge and bring BET a little closer to this, to the days of what we're in now with the baddie culture and all. I mean, you can still be Black excellence and be a little edgy. Kevin, you were just what the show needed. And now we know that they were celebrating the 45 years of BET and 25 years of the BET Awards and the 106 in Park reunion. Let's talk about that. We also saw our four icons, Mariah Carey, Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, and Kirk Franklin, all get their flowers with amazing tributes. I have to tell you, there's so many places to go with this. I'm going to just go through what the staff want me to say, and I'm going to go talk about the other things. Jennifer Hudson's microphone was all the way on. I have been, as you know, critical of her day job as a talk show host, but undeniably, when she grabs that microphone to sing, she sings it down all the time. She performed a tribute as part of acknowledging Jamie Foxx as one of the icons, and she came out and she sang down. The TV showed it in a good way, and it looked great, but it was different when it was in person, just so you know. And I did see that Jennifer followed us at Hollywood Unlocked. I did slide in her DM because I got to send you flowers, Jennifer. But, you know, I saw you there. There was a moment that I thought you saw me from the stage, and I was trying to disappear in my seat because I didn't want no smoke. You are from Chicago. But I just have to give you your flowers. You were amazing. But even before we even got there, what I thought was so nostalgic in the opening was all of the different performers from Amarie, Maya, I mean, you know, T.I., when they all came out and did their thing, it took us back to the heart, I think, of what BET was in terms of excellence. Now I think we follow a trend where we want to follow all the booty popping, you know, hoochie coochie. Like, I get that's a part of our culture, and sometimes that's the trendy TikTok thing. So we tried what?
The song.
Lizzo got us singing hoochie coochie over here. We never sang that over here. But now with that kind of being the trending thing, people tend to follow the trends instead of setting them.
Yeah.
BET set a trend with cultural excellence, and that's something that we as Black people need to see more of. Kids who are being raised up need to be able to see themselves on TV and see that we are more than popping. Well, Kirk, that's no dig to you, but you know what I mean. You're at least doing it for Jesus. Everybody else is doing it to get on the bad boys or bad girls. We need to be able to see what we saw, and they did that. Maya came out, killed it, looked great. Amarie, like I said, all the people in the beginning, the B2K boys all reunited, all four of them, Raz B, Boog, Lil Fizz, and Amarie, all put their beef aside to be able to reunite for us. All the different hosts from 106 Apart. Again, it was great to see. Now, let me just say the speeches were emotional. Jamie went on and on and on about his ordeal, but I have to tell you the thing that was the most interesting about watching it all go down was I was watching everybody's reaction to Jamie. I was watching his sister's reaction. I was watching his daughter's reaction. I was watching other celebrities' reactions. I mean, Jamie came out and gave a very heartfelt speech about what he went through. And for the first time, I think, stripped back the layers of the pain that his family had to endure. And to see Jamie, if you know Jamie, if you ever met Jamie, if he's ever welcomed you in his house for parties or anything, Jamie is a very loving, nice individual and talented and important to us. So to be able to see him be as raw, I thought was also very moving. I did go over and speak to him very briefly and told him that, you know, we don't need to be in there crying. If he would have said, I think, one more line, I think the thugs would have been crying in there. Speaking of thugs, young Thug was there, showed a lot of love. Kevin Gates showed a lot of love. Something was going on with Wale. I saw this clip online of an exchange that Wale had with Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat is a streamer, and streaming has now become a thing. Even though it was a thing before, it's like a thing now, and Kai is one of the people at the top. Well, Kai was behind the scenes streaming to his millions and millions of fans, as he usually does, and he caught up with Wale and had this weird exchange. Well, I was sitting in my seat minding my business, and Wale walked up and whispered in my ear, pull the trigger. I don't know what trigger to pull. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, pull the trigger. I said, what are you talking about? He says, you know what I'm talking about. Wale, I'm a fan of you. I don't know what a float is. Flower Bomb? Is it Flower Bomb? Whatever your song is with Miguel. I love it. I don't know what trigger you were talking about pulling, and I'm a fan. So I did send you a message. You can message me. But there was like a lot of weird energy too. What you didn't see is I ran into Devon Franklin. Hey, Devon. I know Devon for a long time. He was not happy by something I had said on my show to Megan Good, his ex-wife. I guess it's because I said that she married him, although there were all these rumors about him, whatever, and that kind of set him off. Is that wrong?
I think you probably just opened up a can of worms that he thought was tightly closed.
See?
Oh, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying that for him, the rumor mill probably opened back up because of that conversation.
See?
I didn't.
See?
Because I said tightly closed.
No. Here's the deal. I told this Devon I would talk to him on the show or off the show or whatever, because I do, and I'm going to say this to your face. I do have a lot of love for you, Devon. Yes, I have access to you. You have access to me. We're friends. We have always gotten along. I've always respected you, and I admire you as a man of God, as an author, as just you've supported me from the beginning. I think in the conversation with Megan, who also is a friend, I was caught off guard by information I didn't know. And when I'm not planning on talking about something, you kind of get my raw reaction. And that was my raw reaction. And I'm not apologizing for having a raw reaction because I am unfiltered. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't intend to hurt anybody's feelings with my job. And I do have a lot of respect for you. So, hopefully at some point we get to talk. Money Long was there. She didn't speak. It's always interesting when you see people who don't speak to you, but it's okay. I think it's maybe because I unfollowed her or something. I don't know. I did see Keisha Cole. She thinks I don't like her, but we were able to talk and she knows I like her. I love you, Keisha. They really mad at my staff because the staff on Hollywood Unlocked that write all these things, and maybe the podcast when you say things, they get
Oh
upset.
my God, don't put that on me.
Well, I always give glowing references about everything that everybody's doing.
I give fair assessments. I never say anything spicy.
But look, there were a lot of people there that showed a lot of love. And I want to say thank you to everybody who came up and acknowledged everything that we're doing and all the work that's been done. But it was also moments like the tribute to 106 in Park where we saw all the hosts like Free, Big Tigga, Terrence J, Julissa Bermudez, and Keisha Shante, and Bow Wow. Now, let me show you a photo of them really quick. Take a look. This is them. Okay, notably missing was Roxy and AJ. Okay. Now, Roxy and AJ Calloway have since apologized for their absence during the 106 in Park reunion. Now, AJ said that he was stuck on a flight and Roxy was busy embarking on one of the biggest stages of her career. And Mr. 106 in Park, Bow Wow, was also there and performed with Jermaine Dupri. We even saw B2K, as I said, reunite. Let me show you a picture of them. Looking great. Costume changes, I see. Now, as I told you at the beginning, we had everybody from Ashanti, Maya, Jim Jones, Amarie, Keisha Cole, T.I. And then later in the show, we saw performances by Lil Wayne, Teyana Taylor, Glorilla, Leon Thomas, Luke James, Miles Caton, Lucky Day, Lettucey, Playboy Cardi, Andrew Day, and Brittany Spencer. But I have to go back to the performance by Glorilla. Glow, let me tell you what I loved about your performance. First of all, every post I'm putting on Instagram now, I use the song Let 'Em Cook. Right? That song, Let Her Cook. I love the fact that you paid homage to Michael Jackson, but when you turned around and twerked for a little bit, we still saw your ass was out because you've been working in the gym. But I just love your personality, your energy. I was able to catch up with her on the red carpet, and I was able to catch up with Doechii on the red carpet, both beautiful Black women who are doing their things, and I'm so proud of both of them. And to watch her performance, the creativity, the artistry, the growth since I met you in Live nightclub to watching you on the stage at BET Awards, holding your own, and the fact that you seem to be enjoying the situation and you look great. And shout out to EJ King who styled you. Shout out to the whole team. Yo Gotti, I did tell Yo Gotti that I was going to file a complaint with management because Rex has yet to get you on my show, but that was a joke, but not really. We need you over here because we want to celebrate you too. Did you watch the BET Awards at all?
I did. I thought, like you mentioned earlier, there was a level of excellence that they brought this year that was beautiful. Everybody looked elegant and dressed the part. The carpet was beautiful. The opening performance was so nostalgic. I am obsessed with Amarie, always have been. So I thought that opening was great, and I think JR choreographed that whole thing. So shout out to him. So I just thought they did a fantastic job, and of course that like throwback to 106 in Park was super nostalgic. So just the energy they brought around the entire show, I thought was amazing.
So when I pulled up to the show, okay, first of all, let me tell you some inside tea. I did something that I used to do back in the day. I used to sneak in shit or do things. I didn't have the pass to get in the car to get to the carpet. So I said, I'm going to use this face to figure it out. So I walked around the lobby hoping somebody would see me. And somebody goes, oh my God, Jason, why are you here in the lobby? You need to be in the VIP lounge on the carpet. I'm like, I don't know where to go. I'm lost. They were like, come with me. They put me in the thing. I ran to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. We had a little moment, and then they put me in a car, and then they took me over there. And then when I got to the carpet, I was like, yo, how do I get on the carpet now? Because I don't have no credential. I walked around hoping somebody would see me. Shout out to Chloe from BET. Chloe, who was Chloe ran the hell out the carpet. Chloe saw me and was like, oh no, let Jason lead through. And I said, thank you. Yeah, thank you. But anyway, I've reached a level of success now where this face card gets me past the barriers, whereas before I would climb fences. Okay, there were so many people in there. I want to give a shout out to my friend Lettucey. The mic was on. Real singers was singing. Now, Playboy Cardi, I don't know what you were doing because it was so dark and demonic in there, and I couldn't see your face. I don't even know if that was really you performing. I had to look at my friend and say, "Is that Playboy Cardi?" I guess that's what you look like. I couldn't see; it was too dark. Your friends were staying on the top of Maybach trucks. That was very abusive to real stellar equipment. Um, Mariah Carey, she performed. I don't think the mic was on, but she looked good. And the dancers were great, and everything about it was great. And look, she won her first award ever at BET
Really?
as an icon. They gave her like an honorary award as an icon, but she said she's never been given an award before.
What? That's insane.
And Busta Rhymes presented the award to her, and his speech was longer than hers. Busta, we love you, Busta, and you showed me so much love that day. So I just want to say that I'm a huge fan. You're an icon. I mean, you're everything. That speech, I almost fell asleep. That speech was so long, even Stevie Wonder saw that you needed to wrap it up. By the way, Stevie Wonder, he came out and made so many jokes about y'all be getting mad at me for making Stevie jokes, but Stevie be making jokes. And I think at this point, I'm convinced Stevie Wonder's not blind. Do you think he's blind?
Yes.
You
I do.
like fully blind?
Yeah. Yes.
They
He's
say
been blind forever, so he just knows how to move.
they said Stevie be driving, FaceTiming. Do you think it's all a joke now? Because there's a clip going around online right now where everybody's talking about how he be FaceTiming, he knows things.
I can't.
There's a moment on stage at the BET Awards where Jamie Foxx cracked a joke. He was going to say something to Stevie, but he caught himself, and then he just started walking around the stage. You had to be in the room to see it. I don't know how they caught it on TV, but it was uncomfortable, but it was also funny. Another time that was uncomfortable was when you, Kevin, put on Usher's red jacket or red coat and started walking around with cherries, trying to put them in people's mouths. You did it to Pam and Gina from Martin, Tisha Campbell, and
Teyana Arnold.
Tashina Arnold, who we love, and Kerry Washington. Then you talked. It was just inappropriate, but it was funny. And I had to put Kevin Hart and Cardi B in a text group because Kevin made a joke about passing 2C around on the boat, and it just didn't sit well with Cardi. But nonetheless, they were able to work it out. Look, Kevin, you were perfect. You were exactly what we needed. Yeah, I thought it was refreshing to see all of the things that were done. There were no violent crimes. There was no ghetto-ness. I mean, everybody there was on their fabulosity. You know, another person that I saw there together was Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre. They are a thing.
They look beautiful together.
But listen, what you're not seeing about Aaron Pierre behind the scenes is he gives you pretty, UK British boy. That man was all over Teyana, hands on the ass, hands on here, rubbing on here, holding on, hugging on her. I know the sex is great between both of them. Both bodies banging. They both were beautiful. Teyana Taylor, you ate up the performance. I have to give you that. I did kind of see the metal outfit before on Beyonce at the Renaissance concert. However, you did it differently. I think anybody can be inspired. Taraji being a part of your set, everything about it. You know, the thing that people don't give Teyana credit for is she's not just an artist and actress. She is a creative director. So a lot of the stuff you see from some of these girls and guys, Teyana is behind the scenes doing. She's returned to music with a new album that has not been released yet, but she performed at the show and absolutely killed it. Did you like her performance? Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. I missed that one.
Kirk did a great performance with gospel. I mean, everything about the award show was great. I have no complaints. My seats were.
I got the good camera shots at the beginning.
Jesse Collins, who executive produces and directs, Rika and Babyface, who made the phone call. Rika made the phone call. Got them camera seats. And Connie Orlando for making sure we were good. Everybody who helped us out. Ernest Dukes for making sure to helping me with coordinate the carpet. The little lady who was driving me in the van when we almost had to hop out on security because they were taking too long. All the fans who showed me love. Fans were going crazy. I always look at my friend now. We count down the times where I'm going to look at him and say I'm famous because it's funny. It's like famous is like a thing that people get high off of. I find it really funny when people fan out. Anyway, shout out to everybody who won. Shout out to everybody who attended. You all look great. Shout out to everybody who presented. I saw Deion Cole. He sat in front of me when Money Long left her seat. And I told Deion, I'm so glad that he's alive because, he was in the hospital recently and he had a really serious thing. And he's talked about, being grateful to be alive. And Jamie talked about, he came out and spoke right after the memoriam played, and the first thing that brought him to tears was he said that could have been me, and he's fighting now to live, to be stronger to the culture, more connected to the culture, which means he's going to be coming on the Jason Lee show and pulling up to the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards soon. He's out of town this year, but we are in talk. So I don't know, everything was perfect. Snoop was there with his wife. I talked to him and Queen Brodus. I mean, I got around and talked to everybody. I talked to Tyler Perry. Look, Tyler, thank you for being so gracious. He's making sure that me and his team are connected too. But Tyler and I had a moment. T.I. and I had a moment. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I didn't even tell you about T.I. Now you guys know that I have a history here at Hollywood Unlocked for years. I mean, my brand. For years, I've talked about people and their situations, whatever. I've always loved Tiny, and I've always felt that you guys troll Tiny, and she's the nicest, sweetest person in the world. Every time y'all give her hell, but she's always so nice and sweet to me, always. I seen their little daughter on the carpet. Have you seen her online? Yeah. She's super talented. That girl has so much personality. I don't know her name. I can't think of her name. Do you know her name? It starts with an M, I think. Well, anyway, it's not Magistry. It's
performing group, right?
No, she's not in a group. She's a little.
Well, she was with that other little girl, the little rapper girl. They had a little group together.
Did she? No, this is no.
She did.
Is this Eris?
Yes.
Okay, Eris, Queen Eris. I was walking, looking down, and I saw Eris, and I said, "I'm a fan of yours. You're so talented." And she said, "Thank you." And Tiny was like, "Yeah, tell him thank you." And I said, "You're super talented, and you're so smart." And I was just kind of pouring into her daughter because every time I see her online, she's so smart, so well put together, so polite. The girl's a star, and she can sing, okay? So then I see Tiny, and I'm like, "Oh my God, how you doing, Tiny?" And we have a really quick hello, whatever. And Tiny's usually a little bit more communicative. She'll talk a little more. Well, she was with her man. I looked up, and T.I. was standing right in front of me. And, there's so much going on in the past, and, how I used to be really critical, whatever. And I say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm a big fan or whatever." And we talked and shook hands or whatever. And it was funny. I had to tell him a story that the day before when I was shopping for my outfit, I was driving down Rodeo, and I thought I saw T.I. walking in front of my car. So I rolled down my window. I said, "Hey, T.I." And I kept calling. It wasn't T.I.
Did the person recognize you?
I rolled up the window before they could see me. Okay, so listen, at this point, I believe if they black, they know who I am. Yeah. I mean, white people know me too now, and everybody knows me, but when I see somebody black, I know they're going to know me. And no matter where I am, and here's the deal, I will say the one thing fame has done for me is it's held me accountable. Because, back in the day, if that order ain't right,
it was some drama.
Now you got to catch yourself because that cook know you, that waitress know you, the person in the restaurant know you, the person in the airport know you. We be places and people. Well, I got on a flight the other day and I sat all the way in the back because it was going to deplane from the back. And the lady walking by, she said, "Ooh, Jason Lee, you so messy. I get a picture with you." I said, "Girl, give me some oranges." But anyway,
and everybody has a phone now too.
And everybody has a phone. You know what? That's the thing I think about because sitting right over here to Hollywood Unlocked. Listen, you guys did a phenomenal job, BET. I want to find something to say. I mean, your staff were great. Oh, Doechii ate. Doechii. I forgot about Doechii. Okay. Doechii, thank you for having the courage as an artist who, even though you're new, you're not new, but you're new. You're not solidified enough. You don't have 10 albums in or all the charts for you to start talking about politics. For you to get up there on that stage, have the courage to stand in your blackness, defending the rights of people who just outside of the building were going through stuff with ICE raids and Trump and all that. The fact that you were able to do that and have the courage to do it, you had a round of applause from everybody in the room, and I have to give you a round of applause here. And that's why we support Doechii, because not just your creativity and all that, we've been watching you and your hunger, your desire, but you're authentically growing into who you are in front of us without trying to be anything that anybody wants you to be. You showed up black. You showed up beautiful. I loved it. This is what she said in case you missed it. Take a listen.
We want to address what's happening right now outside of the building. There are ruthless attacks that are creating fear and chaos in our communities in the name of law and order. Trump is using military forces to stop a protest. And I want y'all to consider what kind of government it appears to be when every time we exercise our democratic right to protest, the military is deployed against us. What type of government is that? People are being swept up and torn from their families, and I feel it's my responsibility as an artist to use this moment to speak up for all oppressed people, for Black people, for Latino people, for trans people, for the people in Gaza. We all deserve to live in hope and not in fear, and I hope we stand together, my brothers and my...
At the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards last year, Ben Crump said that we have to speak truth to power, no matter how difficult it is. There was a little clip I posted on my Instagram the other day. I'm going to put it right here before I move on, just to remind us that, like, we live in a times right now where we have to use our voice. You and I talk about politics probably more than we want to.
Mm-hmm.
But why do we do that? Because we have to.
Yeah, absolutely. And because again, going back to, people don't get as much information as they should from the right places. So oftentimes if you don't speak up, people aren't hearing the truth of what's really happening. So like her using her platform in that way reminds me of times when like Rihanna's done that before, where they get an award and that's supposed to be their moment, but they use their moment to bring light and attention to people who actually need it in that moment more than they do.
Yeah.
And I think that's powerful.
Yeah. There's so many moments. I saw Sierra, who I love. Sierra, I don't have a relationship with you, but every time I see you, it's always love. You show me love, I show. Sierra looks so good. She's so polite. She's so well put together. She's so poised. She was on her phone doing a FaceTime with somebody in the middle of a commercial, and I went over and interrupted and spoke or whatever. So sweet. We saw Young Miami. You guys have been talking about her outfit online, talking about you didn't like it. I thought she looked beautiful, and that purple body is snatched. She always has good energy. Who else did we see? I mean, everybody. I said Snoop. I didn't see SZA. I didn't go over and speak to Kendrick Lamar. I said Kevin Gates, show me love. I didn't go speak to Kendrick Lamar. I mean, the thing about the BET Awards, when you're in the front rows or whatever. Oh, I saw Tamar Braxton. I didn't see Tamar. No. Tamar. I don't hate Tamar because, I used to like Tamar.
We were friends.
We were friends. Well, I was a friend.
Yeah.
I saw her, but we didn't speak. But I will say, Tamar was with her kid, having a good time. She wasn't bothering nobody, so I'm not going to bother her. There's not a thing. It's just that I think that, in watching this recent thing where she called Lonnie Love the Big Back
Cadillac.
Big Pack Cadillac.
No, I was saying.
Okay, listen, here's the deal. She called Lonnie Love Big Back Cadillac. Okay? Wrong. Then she went on another podcast and said she felt bad about it all. It's the flip-floppy thing for me. I own everything I said. Yeah, do I feel bad that I say Jennifer Hudson, what I said about her at the time? That was, let me tell you something, that was an unintentional, off-the-cuff, unnecessary comment about an icon, period. So I had to do the right thing and own that by saying I apologize. And I not only apologized, I sent her a message. I'm going to send her flowers. I'm going to send her a letter. And I'm going to leave a girl alone. And it ain't to build a relationship. It's just because it was some bitch shit for me to do that just came out. That Big Back Cadillac was something you've been wanting to get off your chest. Okay? And you talked about it to me. I love Lonnie. I have no problem with Lonnie. But anyway, she don't bother me, so I don't bother her. I want nothing but the best for Tamar. I mean, she did try to read me on Instagram one day, but that's because she really wants to be a gay boy and she thinks that she could win. I don't know how many reads she's had or how many times in Yonla she tried to fix that life, but you barking up the wrong tree over here, baby. But I wish you the best. Oh, another thing I saw online. You know what? You guys are, I saw Joey Chavis, Bow Wow's baby mom, talking about your reaction to what her daughter was wearing at the BET Awards. And Joey responded to some of you. Take a look at what she said.
I show y'all the picture that they sent over. It does not, it looks like a long sleeve dress that's like has jewels on it and a thing hanging on the side. I was like, oh my God, so cute. At no point do we know that it was a cutout. But whoever was styling her should have said, hey, there's a cutout. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And when she put it on, I think they were like, oh man, we didn't realize. Oh gosh, what do we have to back up? No, they don't have to back up. We're in the trailer. She has to go out. What? So she was just saying she didn't like how she had to like do this the whole time. She just felt kind of like, you know, weird and uncomfortable. And I was like, well, yeah, because it's inappropriate. But yeah. So yeah, she had to deal with thousands of grown people talking about her, saying, I know her mama, but her mama ain't doing no thing. Mama was not in attendance. Mama was not around. Okay? Mama would have had, if I was there, I would have went to the closest whatever, or Instacart or some little, you know, little black shorts to put underneath. But that's just a mistake. That's not gonna happen ever again. Right, I would have went right there at Macy's or somewhere. Of course I'm clearing it up because a lot of these people are trying it. Like, it's cool. You have your comments. I had my comments. I saw it when y'all saw it. She went from the trailer to we had no time to even speak. I didn't say, oh my God, let me see her. Nothing. I saw it online with y'all and I said, so yeah. Yeah, the one with her and Tia was really cute.
Now, let me tell you what I saw. I saw Bow Wow sitting there with his 2 daughters, having a great time. They were enjoying a show that he's a part of. He's the fabric of BET. He's a very present father. They looked beautiful. His daughter is extremely talented. She has lots of personality. Why are we finding things to pick at with people that y'all ain't got nothing to do? Where are your kids? Do you even know? I don't even know where my dogs are. So is Peter going to come for me now? I just think we need to mind our business a little bit. I thought Bow Wow did a phenomenal job, and I'm sure the kids were just happy to see their dad up there getting his flowers. And the girls look cute to me. Why do people feel like they could talk about people's kids?
So they can have this conversation, so that platforms pick up the conversation and they become a topic of conversation.
And Joey, I think you said something like, you know, it was a mistake or something will happen again. You don't owe these people no explanations. Now, you do owe us an explanation how you have 5 different kids or 4 kids by all these rich-ass men because we all want to follow your footsteps. By the way, I met Joey a couple times. Last time I saw you, Joey, we were at that club in Atlanta. I think I was with Ty Lepley or whatever. Is it Ty Lepley or LaPlay? Whatever. That fine-ass man who was with my girl, Miracle. Anyway, Joy was there, and I see why all the men love her. She's fabulous. Body's just, I want to hang with you one day. That's why I'm going to just leave this alone. Anyway, everybody was great. It was good seeing everybody. Is there anything else that we saw that we're not missing? That minute Stevie Wonder walked out on stage and Claudia Jordan was sitting down the row and looked over at me and I refused to deal with you. Claudia, you're a mess. Claudia, you are a hot mess.
I love Claudia.
Because of that clip from the Jason Lee show. I'm going to just leave it there. All right, that's it. Goodbye.